such as directed energy. Thank you once again for the opportunity to be here. I look forward to your questions about the Guam Defense System. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Assistant Secretary Berkowitz, I'd like to begin with you and General Goot. In this setting, what threats is GDA being designed to defend against? And perhaps more importantly, how well is the Homeland defended against those threats today?
Thank you for the opportunity to underscore a critical rationale for the program. As I indicated in my opening statement, we are in a very complex and dangerous security environment where our rivals have dramatically expanded their missile and aerial arsenals. Those include ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, advanced cruise missiles, and other advanced aerial weapon systems. The threat they pose, whether nuclear armed or even conventional, are truly grave threats to our homeland, to the American population, to our critical infrastructures, and to our second strike capability. And that is the reason why the President took the initiative to order the Department to pursue the Golden Dome initiative. If you could remind me about your second part of your question, please.
Can we defend against those threats today?
Today we have a very limited ground-based single-layer homeland defense system that was specifically designed against a small-scale rogue attack from North Korea. And we have very limited capability against any other attack with ballistic missiles, and we have no defense against hypersonic weapons or cruise missiles today.
Thank you.
Say advanced cruise missiles.
General Goot, would you like to add anything to that?
Yes, Chairwoman. So Golden Dome is designed to go after the next generation aerial threats, which includes unmanned aerial systems against our homeland, cruise missiles, hypersonic and maneuvering hypersonic missiles, as well as ballistics from the air and ballistics from the sea. Today, as Secretary Berkowitz discussed, we were really focused on the rogue nation intercontinental ballistic missile threat to protect the homeland, and then we relied on our oceans to take the fight to the enemy. That distance has been quickly eroded by their technology. So Golden Dome is protecting for both conventional threats that we see unfolding on television every day, as well as nuclear-capable threats that could be brought against the homeland.
General Goot, in the President's fiscal year 27 budget request for Golden Dome, it included over $17 billion in the mandatory portion of the request. In this setting, can you tell us why it is critical for these funds to be provided to Golden Dome this cycle, and what happens if we wait to fund these programs until fiscal year 28 or even later?
Thank you, Chairman, for that question. Today, as we stated, the homeland is relatively undefended, and our number one objective is to change the homeland defense equation as fast as we possibly can, with the objective of delivering an operational capability to protect against those next generation aerial threats by the summer of 2028.
And are you ready in your plan to be able to put that $17 billion to good use, and then to be ready in FY28 for more funding to continue the build-out?
Absolutely, Chairman. Chairman, we have completely gotten the entire architecture approved. We know what the testing strategy is going to be to get us to the summer of 28, and we are postured to rapidly put those funds on contract efficiently and affordably to deliver an operational capability in the summer of 28.
Great. And what's the total projected cost of Golden Dome, and how will you ensure that the taxpayers' money is going to be spent responsibly? What's going to happen if portions of the planned architecture turn out to be not feasible from a cost perspective?
Chairman, that's a great question. Currently, the estimated cost of Golden Dome with the objective architecture out into the 2030s is $185 billion. That's the $175 billion that the President announced when he stood up Golden Dome, plus an additional $10 billion to accelerate space capabilities that were not originally part of our architecture. We have built the foundation of Golden Dome upon a scalable, modular architecture using affordable elements and taking advantage of competition and innovation from industry to deliver those elements. And we have scaled it so that it is multi-layered and integrated. If any component of the architecture cannot deliver on time, we have pathways to pivot away from that and embrace a different technology.
Thank you, General Gutlein. Senator King.
I have a couple of more general questions. Number one, I'm very concerned about the way this is being funded. In this year's budget, almost 25% of the budget is in this reconciliation slush fund that doesn't go through the normal appropriations process. It makes defense a partisan process, which I think is unfortunate. And the senator and I were here in the days of OCO. This is son of OCO. And it's a fund that doesn't have the oversight of the United States Congress. Yes, it's authorized by Congress, but in a purely partisan way. And since I've been sitting on this committee, all of our work has been bipartisan until now. And I don't understand how this all happened. And you talk about mandatory spending. Mandatory spending is Social Security and Medicare. This isn't mandatory spending, and this is the American taxpayers' dollars, and it's our responsibility to shepherd those dollars and to approve and work through and have oversight over programs created. I thought, Mr. Harwich, is interesting. You said it was the president's initiative and continued support of Congress. So the president gets to say, we're going to do a $150, $200, $300 billion project, and Congress can sit meekly by and say, okay, we'll write the check for you. I don't understand. I'm very disturbed by the precedent that this has created, which is basically for this year, I understand, is about 25% of the defense budget is out of the consideration of the Appropriations Committee and the Armed Services Committee, and the chairman of our committee is reduced to saying, will you hopefully follow the precedents of Congress? We've heard it saying at multiple committee meetings, rather than the process that is supposed to take place, which is the president proposes, the Congress considers the risks and the costs, and enables and authorizes the program. I don't know if any of you want to respond to this, but I really am very concerned about the process that we're talking about here. None of you personally have any responsibility, but we're talking about taking 25% of the defense budget away from the Appropriations Committee and effectively away from the authorizing, the Armed Services Committee, and handing it to OMB and the White House. That's not the way our system is supposed to work. Mr. Harwich, can you give me some reason why it should be done this way and not through the ordinary appropriation process that's stood this country in good stead for a couple of hundred years?